Hey everyone, good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are. This is JP Lacey from the Washington Pokemon team. Today I'm going to try some post-game commentary, explain to you some of my moves that I made. So this week I am playing Becca of the Fenhowl Frosties. The idea here is to try to mitigate her speed control with either Sneasel and Moltres with Fake Out and Max Airstreams, or just say the hell with speed control and go for offense with Frostlass and Tauros. I'm pretty much always going to have Starmie and Urshifu in the back, so seeing what she brought, no Riolu, which was a surprise, but pretty much everything else I was expecting. Just taking a look at this team, I think she's going to want to sweep with either Bulu and Tornadus, or maybe go Trick Room with Stakataka and Glastrier. So just right off the bat, I'm going to go with my initial mode with Sneasel with Fake Out, and then Max Airstream with Moltres to try and gain speed control, or I can use a Max Quake from Scorching Sands to make sure that Stakataka doesn't get up a Trick Room. So let's see what she brought. And I apologize for any frame drops. I'm still working on quality issues here, so please bear with me. Alright, so Tornadus Guzzlord. I'm assuming she's probably going to want to Tailwind and Snarl here. So I'm going to Fake Out the Tornadus and then hit it with a Max Airstream to ensure that I have speed control over her. You'll see this is where things start to get interesting. I'm thinking, is she Dynamaxing her Guzzlord, or is she Dynamaxing her Tornadus? Okay, this is not something I was expecting. A little bit of a problem, but I think I can handle it. Doesn't really change my strategy all too much. Does hurt my speed control a little bit though, because her Tornadus is definitely faster than my Moltres. So I think we'll still be able to outbulk her, but might be a little bit of a challenge. Fake Out's not gonna do anything there, and yeah, she does Airstream. So into the Sneasel, so at least my Dynamax spawn is fully healthy. And then we've got a big Snarl miss here from Guzzlord onto my Moltres, which is keeping me in this thing. So good damage, not enough to pick up a KO, but I think I'll be pretty safe to get that KO next turn with another Airstream, even after the special attack drop from Guzzlord's Snarl. So I'm just trying to whittle down the Guzzlord with the Fake Tears here, so then after I take care of this Tornadus, I can knock it out. But unfortunately, I get a max guard here, so now things are going to get a little bit interesting. I'll wait till the turn finishes, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. So now I'm thinking, what should I do? Should I Fake Tears the Tornadus to ensure the KO? Should I switch out Sneasel? And then, Max Airstream with Moltres. So you'll see here, I decide Alright, actually, you know what? I want to switch out Sneasel to Starmie, get a speed boost on Starmie, and then a Dazzling Gleam should probably take out that Guzzlord, but I forgot I'd already picked the move on Sneasel, so instead my Moltres gets swapped out, and puts myself in a bit of a tough situation, because now I've lost my speed control, and I've lost my last turn of Dynamax, so not my best decision here. And then you'll see that this single target Snarl on Starmie does quite a bit of damage, and at this point I'm thinking, well, I may as well just fight for game 2 and 3 now, because just with the amount of speed control she has here, there's not much I can do. You can see I'm choice banned on Urshifu, so either I can Sucker Punch into the Tornadus to pick up that KO, or I can try to survive the turn and close combat into the Guzzlord to pick up that KO, but whatever I pick, I'm locked into. So you see, I went with the Sucker Punch instead of the close combat. I'm not sure if the close combat was even picking up the KO on the Guzzlord, so I'd rather take the guaranteed KO, at least help my differential a little bit, and then kind of fight for games 2 and 3 now. So Starmie hangs on by a thread here. I don't think it mattered after 2 special attack drops. I'm not picking up, even with a single target Dazzling Gleam, I'm not picking up the KO on Guzzlord here. So and then, you know, I'm just trying to gather information, see what she has in the back, you know, what I can expect for game 2. You can see here comes the Xurkitree. Not much I'm going to be able to do with my Urshifu here. I'll just Sucker Punch it. Yeah, I'm thinking, can I pick up the KO on Guzzlord with the Sucker Punch, but I don't think it's likely. So I end up going for the Xurkitree. And then, you know, not much that Starmie can do. I'm thinking maybe I'll swap out, but that doesn't help me if I end up eating a Thunderbolt to that slot. So I'm just going to try to play it close to the vest. I don't think that I'm making it through the turn, so I'll just click Dazzling Gleam here and see what happens. So good damage there, but not enough to save the game. And then you'll see here Xurkitree's going to Dazzling Gleam into my Urshifu, and that'll be about all she wrote here for this one. So now Moltres is going to come out and pretty much faint right away. So, you know, now I'm just thinking, do I want to switch up my strategy for game 3, or, you know, stick with what I had and just try not to make stupid moves and play smart? And I think that should be enough to win me the next game. So no Heat Wave. You know, maybe a Heat Wave could have picked up the 2 KOs, but even still, I was being outsped by both here, so it didn't really matter. Crit didn't matter. This Thunderbolt's picking up the KO every time, so. So good game to Becca for game 1. I mean, she definitely prepped well. The Max Tornadus was not what I was expecting, not what I had prepped for, but I think I was in good position until I accidentally switched out my Moltres instead of my Sneasel. So my plan coming in was to do Moltres Sneasel game 1 and then swap to Frostlast Toro game 2. So you'll see here in team preview, I'm kind of considering it. I'm thinking about it. Let's just wait till I get to the team preview screen, and then we'll kind of go through my thought process here. the one problem with my Moltres Sneasel lead is if she leads Xurkitree Tornadus, I don't have an answer to that. So, I'm thinking, maybe she adjusts to that. Maybe I should go Frostlass Tauros, but, I'm thinking that, well, she won the last game. She'll probably stick with the same strategy. So you'll see here, I'm thinking about it. I'm checking my speed on my Tauros, checking my moves, see if I have Rock Fall to take out that Tornadus, but I think even a Max Strike will get the job done. I may have even clicked Tauros Frostlass and then changed my mind. Let's see what I do. Yeah, I put them in, but then I end up taking them out and go with my game one strategy again. Just play it back, play a little bit smarter this time, and hopefully pick up the game two and force that game three. In game three, maybe I'll go Frostlass Tauros instead. So as you can see, same lead, Tornadus Guzzlord for her, and Moltres Sneasel for me. At this point, I know that Tornadus is most likely going to max, so no need to fake that out. Let's just hit it with a max airstream. Try to stay on pace as far as speed control goes, and then once I take out that Tornadus, I can actually pull ahead a little bit. But you can see she actually will go with a slightly different strategy this time, so we'll wait for the Dynamax animations to go through. I usually skip these when I'm watching Pokemon videos, so feel free to skip ahead for a couple seconds now. Alright, so I chose to fake out the Guzzlord this time, make sure that I don't eat a Snarl up. I can make sure I pick up the 2-hit KO on the Tornadus. You see she goes a little different. She goes with the Max Knuckle onto the Sneasel, which tells me she's most likely physical on that Tornadus. So another thing that I really wasn't prepped for, but I think that actually helps me rather than hurts me. So now here with this max airstream, it's great because I pick up the the speed advantage here. So even though I'm down a Mon right now, I'm feeling in pretty good position. I can bring in my my Starmie here, and I think that without any special attack drops, I'll be able to one-shot that Guzzlord with a single target Dazzling Gleam, as long as she doesn't guard here with her Tornadus. So, and the airstream, ensures that I outspeed with both. Although I think that my Starmie is faster anyway. And I think during game one, I think she may have outspeed one of my Mons, and I thought it was curious. So I had an idea that she was Scarfed. But I ended up finding out after the game that, in fact, her Guzzlord was Choice Scarfed. So pick up that KO there, and then this Dazzling Gleam should do the trick. 4 times super effective, but nope, still hangs on by a thread. It's one bulky boy there. So stat drops aren't great, but I think that I'm able to manage here. At least I have speed control, so I can get some boost up if needed. Out comes the circuitry. A little concerning for, my Mon's on the field here, but I know that she's not scarfed on that circuitry, so I can just Quake and Gleam, and I think that, with the speed control that I have, with the 2 speed boost on Moltres and the speed boost on Starmie, I should be in okay shape, even with the special attack drops. So I ended up finding out that she's Focus Sash here, which is good to know for game 3. And then this Dazzling Gleam should pick up the rest. Now I'm just trying to figure out, what does she have in the back? If it's Glastrier, I should be in okay shape. Stack Attacker might be a little bit annoying, but between the Scorching Sands and the Scald, I should be able to take care of that. Bulu, I think, should be okay, although I can't remember if I'm 1 special attack drop or 2 on the Moltres here. I think just 1. And this is why I brought Flamethrower instead of Heat Wave. I don't like Heat Wave misses, so Flamethrower is 100% accurate here. I don't have to worry about a miss. So I'm definitely going to Flamethrower there. I thought about an Air Slash, but Flamethrower is stronger and 100% accurate. Now here I'm trying to, do I show the Meteor Beam tech? I mean, it's kind of nice to pick up the special attack boost, so just figured I'd go for it. And that looks like it's Assault Vested. So, another good piece of information for game 3. I'm thinking this Meteor Beam should pick up the KO. Unfortunately, we'll see. Bulu hangs on by a little bit, and then hits the Stone Edge. So there goes the Moltres. So unfortunately, I couldn't get back to neutral. Differential. I'm still behind a Mon, but not much that she'll be able to do here with my 2 Mons out on the field, both being faster than Bulu, and Urshifu's got Poison Jab, and that will KO every time. But I think just a Dazzling Gleam will be enough to finish off this Bulu from Starmie. So now it's on to game 3. I'm feeling good after, I'm kicking myself a little bit because at this point I could have won this match 2-0, but instead I've got to face off of game 3. So now I got to figure out, how do I think she'll adjust to my my lead for first 2 games, and do I adjust to try to counter her adjustments. So at this point I'm pretty much locked in on let's go with the Tauros Frostlass strat. I could see Xurkitree in the in the lead with Tornadus, and that would just mean a dead Moltres, and then I'd kind of dead in the water there. So I figure Frostlass Tauros is probably my best bet. I'm not as bulky as I would love to be with Tauros, just because I had to put a fair, a decent amount. I think I've got 196 attack EVs in there to guarantee KOs on both Glastrier and Stack Attacker. And then, I'm always going Starmie, Urshifu in the back. I thought about Moltres instead of Starmie for a little bit, but I think outside of Max, Starmie just gives me a little bit more in terms of coverage options, and it's a little bit faster. So that's the way I go with it, and let's see how she adjusts here. So as you can see, she went with the Xurkitree Tornadus, which, like I said, that would have been impossible for my Moltres to deal with. So I'm glad I went with this strategy. By the way, Xurkitree is probably one of the coolest looking shinies in the game, so happy to see that. Although I do like Starmie shiny too. It's probably my favorite mon of the season so far. Now here, all I'm thinking, I'm just gonna Frost Breath, get my Tauros up to +6. My biggest concern is, just don't miss that Frost Breath. If I miss that Frost Breath, game's all but over. So, she maxes her Tornadus. Safari Ball Tornadus is pretty cool. I want my Safari Ball on my Tauros too. So, clearly, we both have great taste in terms of Pokeballs. And I'm just trying to think, how is she going to deal with this? Another thing that I was concerned about is I believe her Tornadus is a little bit faster than my Frostlass. Either that or they speed tie. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I was worried about a max airstream and a T-bolt into Frostlass. So instead, she doubles up on the Tornadus. On the Tauros. You can see the airstream didn't do a ton. I am Citrus Berry instead of Assault Vest, so this Thunderbolt does a lot. Luckily, I get a little bit of recovery from my Citrus Berry, probably about as much as the Frost Breath does, a little bit more. Barely hanging on by a thread there. I was very concerned that I was going to knock out my own Tauros, but Tauros lives. Gets off this max strike, takes out the Tornadus, gets the Xurkitree back down slower than my my combination of mons out here on the field. And now the name of the game is just take out Xurkitree so that my mons in the back can sweep. I know that she is Focus Sash on that Xurkitree, so my main goal here is to break the Focus Sash with my Frostlass. And what I'll do here with my Tauros is I'm just going to guard, get a little bit of grassy terrain recovery since the Bulu came out, and just scout, see how she's going to want to attack me. So yeah, you can see I was thinking about just going for the Quake, but I figure let me just guard, break this Focus Sash on Xurkitree just in case she does protect. This turn, I know I'll have a guaranteed another turn with Frostlass, because she would need to double into it because I am Sash. So no guard comes out from her end, so Ice Shard just breaks her Focus Sash on the Xurkitree, and then you can see she went for the T-Bolt and Tauros, and then the Stone Edge into my Frostlass. So now I'm kind of considering what to do. I know I'm going to Quake into the Xurkitree, take that out. I thought about Steel Spiking into the Bulu for a second, but figured let me just throw a Will-O-Wisp over at Bulu. I was thinking maybe can I pick it up with one of my ice coverage, but I know I can't, so I'll just hit it with a Will-O-Wisp and at least just nerf its damage a little bit. Xurkitree protects here. I kind of don't care. I know that my Quake will pick up the KO guaranteed through the protect. So, and I do hit my Will-O-Wisp, so that's good just for a little bit of damage control. Quake comes through, and yeah, this is picking up the KO every time. Special attack boost, special defense boost doesn't really do anything for me here. Maybe Horn Leech takes out my Tauros. So I think now I'm up 3-2. Frostlass really isn't going to do much for me here, but Ice Shard's a nice tech to have. I decided I'll bring in, I think I bring in the Urshifu here. Yep. I am banded, so I'm going to have to lock myself into Poison Jab. It's really the only way to take out Bulu. And then I'm assuming she's got Guzzlord in the back, which she does. So my thought here is Guzzlord can't really touch Urshifu, but a Play Rough will really hurt, and I know that I outspeed it. So do I go Frost Breath? No, I think I just go Ice Shard into the Guzzlord. Just to get some damage off onto it. And then Poison Jab, and that's going to pick up the KO. Snarl as expected. That's going to take out my Frostlass. Now at this point, you know, it's a 2v1. Guzzlord's locked into Snarl, even being +1. You saw it didn't do anything to Urshifu, so even though Poison Jab just hits neutral, there's no stab or anything, it still does a good chunk of damage being choice banded, and you know, you saw how much my single target Dazzling Gleam did earlier. So after chipping away at it with the Ice Shard, the single target Dazzling Gleam might actually even be enough to pick up the KO on its own. So, and it does. So that's the match. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate you guys all dealing with some frame drops there. Yeah, I think I'll put some music over here, so you know, fill in some of the moments of silence. But thanks everyone for watching. You know, check out the description for I think I'll put the link to the server in there. It'll be active for a day or two, but if anyone, you know, has any interest in UGA, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks.